Most coaching education programs are going to give you the tools and the skills and not the map. Today, I'm going to close that gap. I am going to combine ICF, NLP, and NST. For those of you who are not familiar, International Coaching Federation, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and Neuro-Shine Technology, and how you can create your hero's journey as the quantum leap of personal and potential development. If you're ready, let's begin.
Are you ready to shine? Come on, it's the shiny one.
You got this. My dear shiny mind, you who is watching, may I invite you to hit that subscribe button? This way, you and I are going to become partners in shine and elevate the consciousness in the world. Thank you so much in advance, and I'll see you inside. Welcome to the Shiny Minds Show with Dr. Shiny. I am Dr. Shiny Burcu Ünsal, the founder of Academy of Neuro-Shine Technology, the ICF Distinguished Coach Educator, and ICF Master Certified Coach. Since 2011, I have certified NLP practitioners, master practitioners, coaches, motivational coaches, and Neuro-Shine Technology coaches, which is my own intellectual property that I created by combining 10 powerful disciplines, including positive psychology, quantum physics, NLP, and of course, neuroscience and metaphysics. Having worked with thousands of people and certified more than 500 Neuro-Shine Technology coaches, since I started my coaching business back in 2011 in more than 55 countries, I learned something. I learned something that is so valuable. And today I'm going to break it down to you. And you are going to learn my 15 years in only 15 minutes. There is a problem with the traditional world of coaching education. They call it the transformational coaching, transformational leadership. They call it the International Coaching Federation, ICF coaching. And then there is the NLP part of it since we started learning from the co-founder, Dr. Richard Bandler. There is a problem in the world of personal and professional development. And that problem is that when you go through a program, you are given tools, you are given skills, you're invited to use the skills and techniques, but there is no specific map. There is no blueprint. There is no guidance through A to Z, step by step. There is no way to go about a larger perspective of life, perspective of the universe. And that is what I have learned. I am obsessed when it comes to studying life and studying the universe. That's why I ended up completing 2 doctorate degrees in metaphysical science of consciousness and metaphysical psychology behind human behaviors. Because there is obviously a relationship between the mechanics of the human brain and the mechanics of the universal brain. I wanted to understand how it affects us as human beings, because to me, it's studying the structure of the universe. It's obviously something that is invisible, but we are yet to understand that invisible to turn it into visible. And that has been my goal with Neuro-Shine Technology. Yes, it is an ICF accredited coaching education program. Yes, it is also NLP accredited because you get to learn the powerful presuppositions of NLP, Milton model, and meta model, hypnotic language patterns, and incredible language patterns. And it also gives you world-class certifications, both from the International Coaching Federation and the Society of NLP, personally signed by the co-founder of NLP, Dr. Richard Bandler. I was able to create that. And that's not the whole point. The point of my Neuro-Shine Technology, the problem I wanted to solve with my Neuro-Shine Technology was to close the gap and then to give us a map between the stars and the human DNA. It literally was that, because I grew up under the stars of a very small coastal Mediterranean town. I'm Turkish from my origin. And We used to look up the stars, and then I used to feel this incredible connection to the stars. And then I knew there was something special about the stars and the sky mechanics to our human nervous system mechanics. And I dedicated my life literally to understand that. Yes, I did have that 10-year corporate pause on my way to creating my Neuro-Shine technology, but it only served for a bigger purpose because now I also learned marketing and business because I worked with powerful brands of our time, including Coca-Cola, Audi, and BP, and Kotex, and Avon. I learned business, I learned branding, I learned marketing and communication. And that only helped me to understand the communication and the branding of the stars. And the problem with today's coaching education programs are that they are so limited. How do I know? I have been to them. How do I know? I have studied, I have consumed, I have learned from them. Hello, Shiny Minds. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to tell you that this Shiny Minds show is sponsored by my Academy of Neuro-Shine Technology, where myself, as the founder, and my hand-selected, amazing, elite ICF accredited coach educators are here to support you, to make you feel safe, seen, heard, appreciated, free to become whoever you want to be, and also transformed forever, inside out. We are here to hold your hand and to support your growth. If you feel it in your heart to become more and achieve more, then go to shinyinstall.com, grab that PDF, and we will see you inside. I am a professional student. That's why you see all these certificates behind me on my wall. That is my wall of life. That is my wall of fame because I dedicated my life and then I am still on my way to learning more and more and more. We are students. The life here on planet Earth is all about studying and then learning and developing skills and understandings and anchoring those frequencies at a cellular level. But that is exactly the problem. I never had these learnings from any coaching education program. I never studied any kind of mind-blowing cosmic principles from any coaching education program. Why? Because it's considered woo-woo. It's considered, oh, that's kind of like religious. We don't do religious. Guess what? I don't do religion either. Love is my religion. Structural alignment and integrity is my religion. Oneness is my religion. It's not about religion. I don't do that. I care about the structure. I care about the wider perspective. I care about conscious evolution for humanity. And that's why the problem with today's coaching education programs is that they are too limited. They are too surface level. Yeah, you learn psychology and tools and techniques, and obviously you improve yourself, yes. And is it enough? Obviously not. Why? Because look at the world that we live in. Did we really solve our psychology? The problems with our traumas and our shortcomings and shadows and anxieties? Not really. Did we really solve our relationship problems? Did we solve our thinking problems? Did we solve our behavior problems, communication problems? None of those. Then we are missing something. That is the problem. And because it is considered coaching education, anything that is not related to coaching is always left behind. And I have a problem with that. And you should too, because it's limited. It's not stretching you. It's not making you think outside the box of coaching, think outside of the box of leadership or transformation. What is transformation? If you don't understand the transformational power of the universe itself, consciousness experiencing itself through your own conscious awareness, that's what the whole universe is about. I have written 2 dissertation and 1 thesis, actually 2 thesis papers for that. I can break it down to you. The origin of the universe with everything that I have studied. It's still not enough. We still don't have the answers, but we have some clues that we can put together, and then those pieces can help us understand ourselves better. We can actually look at the sky. For example, April 17 was a cosmic reset. Why? Because there were 7 planets inside the zodiac sign of Aries, which is considered as the initiator, the starter, Aries. That's the starter. That's the first sign of the zodiac. Why does that matter? And then how is that going to matter for your coaching skills? Well, it does, because you do not have the luxury of deleting or not knowing some cosmic stuff. What if the real answers are in the stars? What if the real answers that you are looking for is inside your DNA, and that can be broken down from your astrological chart, perhaps your human design chart, perhaps your gene keys profile, perhaps the Enneagram numbers, perhaps numerology, perhaps you also have some past lives that you have never thought about because you look at them as woo-woo. Let me break the news for you. That is exactly the problem. The problem is we are taught to think in a very limited, boxy way. Here's the coaching education. Here are the skills that you need to know. Here's the psychology about it that you can actually understand a little bit the mechanics. No, that's never enough. That was never enough for me. And that's why, as a solution to this problem, I had to study so many different disciplines. I'm even studying chemistry to understand the power of chemical cocktails that we have in our DNA and how our DNA works and becomes our biology. Because when you look at chemistry, there are atoms, right? Those atoms, they come together, and then now you understand the hormonal structures and amino acids and then what they do for you, for your body. And then you try to understand like what is really going on. And then it then brings you another study, which is biology. Then you understand that your chemistry is actually your biology, and that biology is all about your metabolism and how fast your metabolic response is and how powerful you are as an entire system, and it relates to nervous system and your hormones and the food that you consume, and then how it becomes your psychology, and it also affects your communication and in your intelligence and your cosmology. It's just everything is so related. Because we are living in a duality, a dual universe, things are separated in boxes, but everything is all one. If you ask me today, and if you tell me, okay, Dr. Shiny, you're talking about oneness of the entire spectrum of all these studies. What exactly do you mean? Here's what I will tell you. You are one system as a human being. And when I study the universe, there is also a system. That system is broken into galaxies. And then there are trillions of galaxies with 100 billion stars in them. And guess what you have? 100 billion neurons in your brain, your system. Do you think that is just a random coincidence? Do you think that it is also the coincidence that your brain, your neurons, your neural pathways look like the leaf of a tree? Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think it's a coincidence that when you cut an apple into half, it looks like the torus field that sacred geometry keeps talking about? Do you think they're all coincidences? Do you think life doesn't know what it's doing? Do you think universe has no intelligence to leave behind? What about the sun? What do you think about the sun? And how does it relate to your coaching skills? I know I'll come to it, I promise you. What about the sun? Where do you think sun gets its light from? Why does it always shine? I love the sunshine, obviously. It's a sun shining day, and I named myself Shiny. Dr. Shiny. Why is that? I mean, there is a deeper part of me who knows or that knows that I am bigger than my persona, the personality that I am playing in this lifetime with this human outfit. This human body is an outfit that I'm wearing, and I do have a persona for this avatar. And then I get to interact with certain people, and I do certain things and get some things done. It's just, it's fascinating what we make ourselves believe, really. And that is the matrix that I am talking about. And that is what I am super passionate about, that I bring to my coaching education. And I make sure that my coaching students get this stretching. They understand that they are an entire system, and then they are a unit, a fractal unit of this holographic universe. And then they also have this conscious awareness that the universe is operating through, and that the Neuro-Shine technology, as the NSTOS, is an operating system because there is a universal OS, the universal operating system that I want us to connect to. The universal OS is the cosmology, is the quantum physics. It is the quantum entanglement part of quantum physics, the observer effect of quantum physics, the quantum leap experiences that you can have as a normal human being, because you're going to understand there's nothing normal about being a human. Because you are carrying like thousands of terabytes of light codes in this human body, this carbon body. Oh, by the way, did I mention that there is actually a secret code in sacred geometry of 666 that is all about your carbon body? Because 6 electron, 6 proton, and then 6 neutron is the carbon-based human vessel's sacred code. And that is all about the 666, and it's all about sacred geometry. And then there are dimensions, there are multi-dimensional beings that we can actually look at ourselves from, like so many angles that I can break it down. Like I have an entire library of information that I want to share with my Neuro-Shine technology. And then I do. That's why when our students now at the Academy of Neuro-Shine Technology, when they come just to get ICF certified, NLP certified, and become a coach, they're just blown away. And then they leave forever changed, forever transformed. Why? Just because I want to solve that problem. The problem that the traditional coaching, the traditional schooling, not even like only coaching education, the traditional schooling doesn't educate us with this information. I had to go all the way to University of Sedona, University of Metaphysics, to understand, to study all this ancient wisdom. Now it is more out there in the world if you are searching for it, but you got to search for it. If nobody's searching for it, you will never know what to find. And that's why awareness is so important. That's why I even bring the formula for change as awareness multiplied by willingness, because if there's no awareness, what is your willingness for? By the way, the willingness of my formula for change represents the free will in the entire universe that we are given. And the awareness that I talk about is the consciousness, the universe experiencing itself through us. Yep, there's the whole ancient cosmic wisdom that I integrated to my Neuro-Shine technology. And I am now owning it at another level, because that's a huge problem we are not talking about. That's a problem that I am willing to solve, and then I have dedicated my life for this. I just wanted to share this with you. That's all. So if you would like to learn more about my Neuro-Shine technology and how my 2 doctorate degrees can help you connect you to your human design, your core design, your soul power, by understanding the mechanics of the universe as you are understanding the mechanics of your own human behaviors, contact me, contact us, and I will be happy to help you to maximize your true potential, not as a human being, but as a powerful soul. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep shining your light.
Go Galaxy.
intergalactic.
Then you're in the right place.